Do you know what that woman is called? You know her name?
What is she called?
Iris.
Iris. It's a funny thing because people don't see that, but there's a naked woman on that poster. Yeah.
I was with her last time.
Yeah. Okay. So this is not a CD. It looks like one, but we'll have to just deal with the picture. And this is the cover of the single "Don't Make Me Wait," not the album, which is 44876, which are the numbers of the countries where you're from. England and Jamaica. So I listened to the album, or at least the most of the album, and it seems that there is something really magical about Jamaica, which you sing about in the first song of the album. What is the magic of Jamaica? If you could just describe that in a couple of sentences.
You know, if you could describe magic in words, it wouldn't be magic anymore. But there is something inexplicable about the creative power, the spirit of that island that I've always admired and always been aware of. I hadn't been back in almost 20 years until Shaggy took me there at the beginning of this year. And it gave me the opportunity to say thank you to Jamaica because of what it's given me in terms of its music and its culture. I also wrote probably my biggest song on the island. So I have a lot to be grateful for. And now I'm very good friends with the ambassador of Jamaica, Mr. Shaggy, or the Pope as he's known, the Pope of Jamaica.
So we know the story. You've been introduced to each other by a mutual friend, which is Sting's manager right now, and your friend also. But was there a moment when you already met, when any of you thought this is random, like this is a random meeting?
No, I don't think it was random at all because I've always been a fan of Sting. It's somebody that I've looked up to, So I remember in passing seeing him just by being in the industry, and I remember we were in Antwerp and he played, and him and I had a good conversation backstage, and I ended up going on stage and we did Roxanne together. So it was never a random thing in my mind. To other people, it might be, and when people look at this combination on paper, they're surprised by it. They're taken aback. But when you listen to music, you realize, just how much this actually makes sense, And we realize that our vocals complement each other, and we've made a unique, body of work.
There is something about the surprise. You even use the terms people being taken aback. I asked like 7 of my friends. I said, okay, so Sting and Shaggy are recording an album together. What question would you want to ask them? And like 5 out of 7 was, why? So what is the answer to that question?
Well, I love that people are bewildered by it and curious about what that would be because it is curious. But as soon as you hear it, you will recognize 2 people having a great deal of fun together from different cultures. And I think that's a very important message today, when the world is splitting apart, 2 people so different getting together to make music, and then realizing how much they have in common. I think this is a very good lesson for today. Politically, we're getting further and further apart. It's getting darker and darker politically. So the world needs a bit of sunshine. It needs a bit of fun and play, and this record fits that bill. So I think it's an important record. We deal with some serious issues, although in an entertaining way, and I think it's what people need at the moment.
In the first song, I think is the title song of the album, 44876. I need to remember those numbers. You sing about that Jamaica is calling you, and you're frustrated with what's going on in the world right now. So, what is the thing that worries you mostly?
I think what worries me mostly is this polarity, political polarity, where instead of a dialogue, we just have, hatred and warfare and building walls and leaving treaties and leaving agreements and climate treaties, whereas we should be getting together. So it's a step back. And the so-called strong men are standing up and saying, we know what to do. But of course, they're not strong men at all. They're weak men. They're little boys. I have very little respect for them. I think we need more women in government everywhere. I think we need more women in power. We need more women in the boardroom, in big companies. I'd be very happy in that world. Men have failed.
Strong word from man. It's important to underline that. Talking about surprises, what were the things that surprised you about each other during the recording sessions? Like things you had no idea about Sting or Shaggy?
I think what really surprised me about it was his process. He's very meticulous about how he makes records, and he goes through very different stages of it. You know, he'll do a record in one key, then he'll change the key, then he'll change the tempo, and he will, change bass line, changes a lot of things, and he tries every single thing right, and most of the time it gets really better, But if it doesn't, his philosophy, okay, we have a template here. It could only get better. If not, we have this, and that was something that really moved me, because at the end of the day, these compositions that are going to be out there for life, and we're going to represent them. So we have to do them very, very well, and he has taught me that.
What's the thing people don't know about Shaggy?
He has a resonant truth in his voice that is, it's hard to resist. It really is, and an energy also that inspires me. So when I'm singing with him, I realize I have to raise my own game to match his. So it's been very good to me. For me, he's very spontaneous. He can create instantly, and I'm much more studied and cautious. And so it's been a good trade of creative processes. And I feel 1 + 1 is equaling 3 at the moment, because we both benefited from this collaboration.
You call Shaggy the Pope of Jamaica. You called Sting the God in one of the interviews. Yeah. Like, you really like each other, but don't you feel that like you're kind of dinosaurs in all of this? Like, you've been through everything, through CDs, through vinyls, through.
We've survived it. The thing is that we've survived it, and we have nothing to prove. You know what I mean? So that's why we could sit here and have fun with it. We could make what we want. We could do it as truthful as possible.
Is this album what it's all about not having anything to prove to people?
No, I think it's more than that. I think one like he says, it's about entertaining, but at the same time, it's about voicing letting your voice be heard, voicing your opinion, standing up for what you believe in. Using the music as a vehicle to get your point across. So it's all of that. But at the same time, with the music itself, there's a lot of love on it. There's a lot of vibes on it. There's a lot of energy. There's sunshine. There's warmth. Everything that I think the world needs today is on this record. It's it's a feel-good record.
Talking about sunshine, how do you like it in Poland right now?
We don't mind the cold, because we've just been in Minnesota where it was -30. So this feels tropical to us right now. But just to get back to your point, I think, we're both grown men. Yeah. We both have children. I have grandchildren. And I think there's room now in society to accept that as you get older, people can get wiser. They can get better at their jobs. Wisdom is something that the world actually needs, experience. So we don't denigrate those qualities, and I'm frankly proud of them. That I've been in this business for 40 years. I know a great deal. There's so much more to learn, but I know a lot, and I'm not going to reduce that. I'm not going to apologize for that ever. I'm smart. I'm like really smart. Nope.
You sound like Trump right now.
Really smart to survive it this long, and he's resourceful because he was a school teacher, so he's really smart. You know what I mean? But to survive it this long and still be a force to be reckoned with. Look at the amount of excitement that this is creating with just him and I alone. Everyone is moved by it. I mean, and want to really, they're curious. He always says the best element in music is surprise. I mean, and that has certainly generated some interest, I mean, and some excitement in the project. So we're looking forward to the people getting the music, and we're looking forward to go out there and doing these records for them.
I'm not really sure what to think about this album because I used the word random, and to be honest, my first reaction was this, like, why, what, Sting, Shaggy? Like, I know, like, you did lots of collaborations with other people, and but this one seemed like totally out of this world. When because Don't Make Me Wait came from your side. Was Sting somebody you were thinking about it from for this song from the beginning, or was it just something that happened?
No, I mean, when we wrote this, when the song was done, and it was in the process of it being made, that Martin, who is manager now, heard it, and Sting heard it from that, and then just came in. So it just kind of happened like that. I mean, I think this whole record was art, and we're being led by the universe right now, where this is concerned. Everything about this has been very organic. We end up having such a rapport together. We have fun together. We enjoy each other. We have so much in common that we didn't know about each other. You know what I mean? So this is just something that's being led by the universe, and I don't see why not, man. It's fun.
It's not just you both working on this album. You worked with people from Jamaica who have been there doing reggae music for a long time. Tell me more about those people.
Yeah, Robbie Shakespeare came to visit us one day in the studio, and he's even older than I am. Sorry, Robbie. Who else is on the record?
Sting International was there. We had Dowdy. We have
Idonia
from Jamaica.
It's worth mentioning Sting International worked with you on Bombastic, so that's like maybe not prehistoric ages, but like the beginning of everything.
Yeah, well, he's done not just Bombastic. He's done It Wasn't Me and Angel and a lot of these records. So it's somebody. But as far as reggae, he's a producer that understands the vibe of reggae, and it's a collaborative effort from both him and me together. And we put our teams together. We had Dominic was in there. He put some great guitars on a lot of the stuff in there. Bradford Marcellus was involved too. Brought some great energy to it. This is just us, just vibing and making music and coming up with material that we think is just a good vibe.
Do you like complete each other on this album? Because I've seen your Grammy performance, and I was looking at Sting, and he was just doing his thing, like playing bass and singing, and suddenly Shaggy bursts in with this cool jacket and does a bit of rapping and brings in some of the cool. Sorry for that, but I think like Shaggy was the one cool at the stage, and I was thinking like each. But I thought like each one of you brings something else to this collaboration. Would you say that you complement each other? That one brings something that the other doesn't have?
We absolutely complement each other. You got to remember that Sting, he's playing bass with a microphone and he's singing. It's very restrictive. It's not a lot of things he can do right there because he's got to sing. He can't walk around with the mic because he has no hands to hold the mic, so it does restrict him. What it does for me now, this is why it works. I'm not playing an instrument. I get to run around and kind of create kind of an energy and a buzz, and that complements what he's doing, and that's why this works so great. And when we did the Super Bowl performance, we just performed at the Super Bowl recently. That was the energy of it, you know what I mean? And the thing about it that I realized with him, and he's even admitted to me, is that he likes when I'm running around, dude, because he gets to play bass because he really likes playing bass. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you like playing bass more than you like singing. There you go. Yeah.
It's easier.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, what's your message to the world, just to sum it up?
What's your message to the world?
Wake up. Tomorrow's another day.
Yeah. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. That's my thing. You know, I mean, stand for something, man.
And one last thing, Sting, what's your, because I know you do a lot of yoga and you've always talked about what would be your best exercise for people to improve not giving shit about what other people think about the new album or whatever they do in the life?
I don't understand that question.
Like, if you want like something to, the best exercise for people to just relax and take it easy.
I mean, the best exercise really is to be conscious, is to be aware, awake. That every breath you take, and there's another song, is important, and to be aware of that breath going in and the breath coming out. Every step you take, every decision you make has an impact on the world. Every act of kindness has an impact on the world, just as every act of meanness does. So we are responsible for creating this world on a second-to-second basis. We're creating it right now. And as soon as we realize that, then we can actually consciously make the world better. But until we realize that, we won't. So it's a matter of consciousness.
So just breathe. Thank you very much.